public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Anyways, so, running in the turret with me tonight is Shipwreck. Yeah.
Yep, let's get the show rolling, though.
Just get the show. Let's get the show rolling. That's right.
Let's get it going tonight.
Oh man. Well, so what's been on with you, man? What'd you do today? Oh, go ahead.
Just taking it easy today. Spend some time with the family. You know, had to run out and get some blizzards at Dairy Queen to get out of the house.
Oh man, you ain't lying, dude. I'm telling you, you just gotta, you know, sometimes you just gotta freaking, you know, when you're leaving the house and doing all that stuff, does it kind of get you like wondering, should you not be going out? Should you kind of like not have? Do you feel bad for going out sometimes? Do you even mask up? I mean, is it?
I don't feel bad about it. I tell the kids, hey, grab your phones, play Pokemon Go or something. We drive around the neighborhood.
Right.
Get some ice cream or something to have some fun. And
right.
Come home and get back to staring at the walls and wait for the paint to dry, you know? So.
Yeah, but your kids are older though, right? I mean, you have some older childrens. You have.
I got one in fairly younger years of elementary, and that one that's about to hit high school, and that's about it.
Yeah. God, no, I have sporadic offspring, you know, of ages. So yeah, I know what you're saying. So tonight's drink's gonna be what am I drinking tonight? Oh yeah, a Long Island iced tea. I'm sipping it though, so relax. Don't freak out. I'm not gonna get drunk on air or something like that. I'm not gonna be like, you know. Oh, hey, Jake Ford, you're at the Sturgis Bike Rally. Holy shit, you all doing okay over there? You hanging out? You being safe? Are you keeping social distancing? You know, they say that if you are one motorcycle distance apart from each other, you're good to go. So as long as you're riding, you know, bam, you're good. You should be good to hook. I think you'd be all right. I think you'd be safe. Sturgis, everyone's like making a big deal. I'm curious to see what is up with the what's up with this COVID drama with how they're saying that, you know, they were calling it. I don't even. I mean, this is Sergeant's time, I know, but I mean, we'll get to military news in a minute. They're talking about it being like a virus pool of viruses and spreaders, and they were calling it a spreader fest. I mean, the news was like going off on it, and I'm thinking, no different than, I don't know, the protests and stuff. So I'm just wondering what's the... Yeah, exactly. The Rona's everywhere. Everywhere's the Rona. I'd kind of talked to some friends about that stuff, and I'm like, hey, are you going to go over there and shoot the breeze and go hang out and ride? I'm like, yeah, you know, don't be doing this thing. Something like Jake Ford was doing. They're going to go ride out there and have, you know, I got some friends that are out there too. And I'm just kind of curious. I'm kind of seeing what, you know, what all the Rona stuff is all about when it comes to some things and Rona stuff. Because, you know, Rona is really a really smart virus. It actually knows where to go. You know, it hops from different places. It's got like AI or something like that. I don't know. I'm just joking around. I'm not taking this stuff seriously. I don't want to talk about the all the drama that we've had with discussing and how, like, for right now. Hey, real quick, I just want to know right now that there's a unit out there. Hey, Salty Specialists, you know, we got the specialist. You know, we need you to give us a call out from JBLM. I know you're out there. There's some stuff I want to talk about. I want to ask you some questions. So give us a call, 415-889-8367. Salty Specialist. You know who you are, man. He used to call us up for all the time. I don't know what's going on. He's I don't know if he's doing okay. But there's some stuff that I want to ask you, and it's actually from your AO, from your unit, from your organization out in JBLM. So I just want to see what's up. I want to see what's going on. I want to see if you're you're okay, man. Because it's been a while. The last time you called us up, you went to the promotion board and you were talking about re-enlisting. So let's just make sure that we're good to go. So give us a call, 415-889-8367. Salty Specialist, give us a buzz out there, bro, so we can get down to the Speedy Minute. The Salty Specialist second, and everyone else can go ahead and just duck and cover. Because we just want, you know, you never know what's up. You never know what has happening in our inbox right now. Tonight, it's kind of being like an unformatted show, and I was just telling Shipwreck earlier, I just feel like going with the flow tonight. I got a Long Island iced tea sitting here on my desk, sipping, just chilling, and I just want to just kind of like, well, you know, hang out, So I'm gonna go ahead and give a toast to you guys and all in the chats. Let me see who's all in the chats right now. Let me bust some highs out in the chats. Oh man, I got some greetings in there. That's Steve, Ari. What's up, Doc? What's up, Recruiting Times? What's up, Branko? Of course. What's up, Tina? What's up?
Holly now.
Yeah. Oh, hey. What's up, Holly? I see you. See this. Let's swing on over to the main. That was all in the other chats. I have nobody in Twitch. We're in Twitch right now, and we have nobody in YouTube right now. Let's see what's going on the main page. Let me change screens. You know. Let's see who's hanging out in the thing here. Oh, not too many people. Just people in there watching. I see eyeballs in there. There are people watching. They're just not talking.
Isn't there a general in there watching or something?
Yeah, usually we have some geos in there watching. Oh, I see Cause in that. Cause is in Twitch. All right, there we go. All right, so we have some traffic at Twitch. Man. We're getting used to Twitch right now because it's just a new application we're getting it. We're trying to tweak it. And what's up, Mike? And YouTube, I gotcha. See ya. And so it's kind of like twitchy and stuff like that. No pun intended. With some of the settings, and we're trying to get that squared away so that way everybody can have a good listening or viewing experience depending on what type of format you have on the show. I'm kind of kicking it back and forth about maybe going on camera like how CQ and everybody else does. I don't know. I'm kicking it back. I'm kind of liking the able to throw graphics up and you can just imagine in your mind, just picture in your mind as I'm speaking to you. And what's up, Stefan? And bring it up. But anyways, so again, GBLM Salt Lake Specialist, give us a buzz, man. We'll see what's up. Okay, real quick. Today there was something that was released from the Army. Now, granted, there are some things that we like to make. I don't want to say, yeah, we do. We kind of bust on the Army a little bit when they do something. There's a faux pas. Like a commander having an app that they're making their soldiers apply for and all this other stuff. I see somebody in YouTube. I see people in YouTube. So, yep, it's working. Go up in there. Just log in. You gotta log in. You can't just jump in there and just like, oh, I can't get in here. You gotta go in there. There was an app that was released from the Army, and some friends asked me to release this, and it is it's what's called the We Care app. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some graphics up here and show some of their propaganda. I shouldn't say propaganda. That's mean. It makes it sound like it's mean. I mean, when you say propaganda, what do you think? Do you have a negative connotation when you hear propaganda?
Normally I think of politics being politics and media trying to brainwash you.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Anyways, so I was asked to do this plug. How about that? Shameless plug. Can we say shameless plug at least? PR material. There we go, Cause. But I don't want to get too far into the... So there's an app, a We Care app. And General Donahoe talked about it too. We did the change command and all that. And, he did the change command. We were just there. I know, buddy. Hang on. And, hey, I'm doing a show right now, man. Hey, no, you don't say hey. Don't say hey to me. Anyways. So this app is a preventing suicide. It's a simple download, and it can save your life. The Army We Care mobile app provides local and national suicide prevention contacts and resources. Since he took command, General Donahoe said he's had one soldier kill himself and 3 others attempt. Since he took command at Fort Benning back in July 17th. And the app is available for download in Army communities and joint DoD bases worldwide. This app is cyber safe. It is cyber safe for use, and the Army has approved the unlike third-party apps available on the internet. So it's unlike the third-party apps that you see that have all these demands for this. No, ain't gonna do it. So available on Apple, Google Play, or go directly to the TRADOC application gateway to download the app and the aforementioned app groups sites listed. Yeah, he's in there. He's out there like screaming. No 80-second patch. You don't have to go in the app and check it out. Once you locate the app and follow the upload procedures for your cellular device. Now, this is connected to other resources. Sharp. This is resources to suicide prevention and other links to get valuable resources for you who need it, who download it, to check it out. And just go right through it and check it out. A lot of... Here's the thing that kind of a frustrating conversation to talk about suicide. Nobody wants it to happen. Nobody wants it to happen. Nobody wants to have the discussion of it. They're uncomfortable with it, and people get really emotional about it. Especially I myself. I've had friends who have, who've taken their own lives. It's a difficult subject to talk about. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of individuals that actually will get offended at you discussing your point of view and how you feel about it, how you don't feel about it, or whatever. We have to get in front of this shit. I mean, we really do. There has to be something said. You know, General Donahoe even said empathy. There are certain events that soldiers nowadays don't think that they can't talk to anybody at all. I mean, this is just, that's not what he said, but he's talking about the empathy. I'm adding to that there are so many, they think they're alone. Troops who think they're in the most worst situation right now in their lives, to them, we need to be empathetic to them. We need to show some sympathy to them, especially with this COVID shit. We have seen the inbox turn great leaders into straight micromanaging monsters. We can't even believe some of the stuff that they've done. If you look at it, there's the veterans crisis, military crisis, calling from overseas, calling Korea, calling Afghanistan. There's different numbers you can use. You download the app and check it out. Now look, there is no one-all, end-all, be-all to solving everything, but it's got to get out in the open. There was some friction out there in social media about, well, see, this isn't going to help. This is not going to work. Hey, look, all you naysayers about this stuff, I'm actually getting tired of the naysaying shit. I mean, the Army is doing their best to prevent it. They are getting feedback. They're making an attempt to do this. They're making an attempt to square it away. Don't shit on them. Don't go off them if you don't think they're making an effort. Your leadership may not be giving a crap about something. Well, that's what you fucking do. You highlight it to them. I think this app, personally, I think it can go further. I think it can go further to where it can assist live chats. I think it can go further with, I don't want to say AI or something like that, but it's one of those things that you could use to help somebody out. Hey, all you gotta do is through like a little chat or something like that, or have some active counselors in there. Immediately. A lot of individuals don't like talking about the subject. Now, how do I say this? How do you discuss it is different than how I discuss it. If you were to,
how you perceive it is different than from the next person.
Right. How's it perceived? Well, that's a good question. So when you say how is it perceived, how is it perceived? How is it perceived? How you know what I mean? But Shipwrecker, when you talk to me about it, I'm not going to go nuts on you and tell you that you're fucked up for the way you're thinking about it. Like if you want to do or something that is raising awareness to suicide, I'm not going to prevent you from doing it. I'm not going to stop you from doing it. I'm not going to say, hey, look, and I'm talking about the prevention awareness.
Right.
I'm not going to stop. How you want to bring an awareness to it, I'm not going to shit on you for it. Really, I'm not. I'm just like I know you're not going to shit on me when I mention methods of suicide prevention and how you want to bring awareness to it. Look, everyone talks about and I got, I kind of got. I don't want to say offended. I don't get really offended on a lot too much shit. But I got kind of, I don't want to say perturbed. I don't know. I just kind of like, oh, wait a minute. How is it that you were sitting there talking about suicide and veterans need to speak up and veterans need to do that and there needs to be resources and there needs to be this. How could you say that? And then when a resource is revealed or when someone is discussing the awareness, you shit on them on how they do it. I'm not saying everybody's doing it, but there's some high pointed individuals that like to go out there and talking about this. Well, hey, look, right now we should all be doing our best to prevent it. We should. But I'm not going to sit there and shit on somebody when they want to do it in their own way. Have a fucking walk, do some push-ups. I don't care. As long as the conversation is being had. As long as the conversation is being had. Let me break that up again. As long as the conversation is being had. One of the reasons why when someone leaves a suicide note is they feel that they are forgotten. So I'm not going to forget them.
No, everyone leaves a note though.
No, you're right, but I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget their memory. There's just some things that and that's, again, this is going to be uncomfortable for people to listen to. I'm probably going to, people are going to like unfriend me or fucking send me hate mail like I always get. Contact at WTFNationRadio.com so we can all look at it.
It's always the white elephant in the room, though.
Right, it is the white elephant in the room, and there's nothing wrong with talking about it, but I'm not going to fucking shit on you for how you want to bring awareness to it. I'm not going to shit on you or make fucking rant videos and say that you're fucked up just because you didn't like the way you know what I mean? Just because you didn't like the way someone brought up a prevention, if someone says, "Hey, this needs to be brought up," this needs to be brought up. Yep, roger that. 3 bags full. Fucking A. It needs to be brought up to save a life. You know, everyone's like, "Well, you know, if the Army would have done this," and the Army, look, we're talking about a fucking app. We're talking about something that you don't even know. We're dealing with a generation that uses these types of device, these types of programs, these types of apps to begin with. A more techno-savvy, more, I would say, a little bit introverted. I tell you what, your troops, your soldiers are not introverted online. Holy crap! It's almost like I could deal better with some of your soldiers, and I'll say this: if I was a leader out there right now, I'd be pretty fucking insulted that they have to come to me for help. I mean, especially if you're the one that fucking did it. I would say there's an issue with you. That it is you sometimes. Sometimes it is the leader. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's something else that you, as a leader, may not be empathetic to, may not be sympathetic to. There might be, like I said, there might be a situation right now that to them, their world is going to end. Well, you've never had any world-ending experiences to you, right? Well, how about you sit down, shut up, and listen to what they got to say? And work it out. Especially with the COVID time right now, who should be at work?
Yeah.
Who's going to be at work? Fuck it. You know, I don't want to, we should not be fighting with each other just because I said I feel about something that we need to help out. And then someone else gets mad at me for telling me how I'm doing it wrong. You just sat there and asked me to do it. You just sat there and asked me to bring awareness to it. You just literally sat there and said veterans and soldiers and leaders are not talking about suicide, and they're not talking about how we could do to mitigate this and what some of the stressors we can have. But then when I do talk about it in my own way, then you go, no. Then you make a whole fucking 15-minute rant video talking about this is what you feel like when you think about when you bring about suicide and awareness. This is what we think. Well, wait, hold up. Didn't you want awareness? Did you not want this to be did you not want to be on the forefront? You got damn generals now that are talking about this. You going to shit on them? Well, NAP's not going to help. What do you want? Tell me what you want. Come with your own way. Feel free to tell us. We've been more than happy. U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, we'd be more than happy to discuss these terms, to discuss this. We wouldn't need...
My question is...
Go ahead.
Why is everyone like that, though? Why is everyone so negative and don't want to talk about that stuff, especially active duty, more than veterans?
Well, on the veteran side of the house, I'll be honest with you. There is I will never, and some of the veteran groups I know that follow me on social media and other platforms like Twitter and on all this other stuff and Facebook and all that. They will say this that and to include some of the veteran service organizations and some of the veterans groups that are out there to help veterans. They will say straight up that veterans are go at each other so much that they don't even want to work with them anymore. It's almost like we're all in the fucking same cause, dude. Why are you tripping on this? Why are you getting mad? I mean, we're not talking about somebody who failed a PT test or something like that. This is kind of a serious thing. It's almost like an out. Well, is it like who can outsuck the most? Who can feel bad the most? Who could be who you want? I get it. You want to. Some individuals feel really strong about all this stuff, but there are some things that okay, we got the point with your soapbox by insulting others on how they're not doing it the way you wanted it to be. So that's why, and a lot of this feedback that we've been getting, that we've been seeing, at least that I've been seeing, which is why the app correct. One of the one that some of the someone showed highlighted to me that talked about a video in an app that went off and talked about, well, get a hold of some resources and all this stuff. Okay, well, guess what? This app will do it. When you kind of think about it, if some of these leaders were, oh man, damn, Recruiter Times, you're reading my mind. We shouldn't have to have an app. If your soldiers are afraid to not talk to you at all, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't have to be going to a mobile device. They should be listening to a human. Now I'm going to get a bunch of shit for that, but go ahead. What were you saying?
I think one reason why we have a lot of suicides and it's not talked about that much is because the climate has changed where we do less human contact now or ask people about how they're doing. It's more of, did you get that email? Did you get that memo? Let's do this PowerPoint thing here. It's lost a lot of that human connection out there.
No, you're right. No, you're right. A lot of it's all, we got to fill white space. We have to have this done. This calendar has to be filled. We have to knock this out. This has to happen. My slides are freaking green. Wait. My slides have to be freaking green? What are you talking about? Your slides have to be? Well, yeah. There is a story right now that people are taking APFTs in freaking because of COVID, and they will take the. Well, that's adding some of the additional stress too. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're some of the stuff that the Army was talking about releasing stressors. Some of these leaders are adding to it. Well, let's go ahead and you know what? That was going to be the next topic of the conversation. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Let's go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do a PowerPoint show to you guys and gals, but I kind of have to do this.
Well, while you're doing that, since you brought up doing PT tests and all that, I was hitting up the gas station this morning. Went past the recruiter area, and they had a whole bunch of kids out there doing practice PTing with no mask on.
So they weren't social distancing.
Nope, they were just at it, going to town like nothing was wrong.
So, if you look at they had a PT test that was signed, a PT test, guys, published guidance right now, signed 12 June 2020. A passing score on the last APFT remains valid until 31 March 2022. No adverse actions, derogative evals, a soldier's ACFT score or performance will not be used for OERs, INSUERs, and AERs. This was Army Directive 2020-06 on the ACFT. Meal per message 20-087, issued 27 March 2020. Procedural guidance when no APFT or height and weight solely to COVID-19. Now, perhaps you would like me to give you an example of a straight-up WTF moment. I mean, you kind of can talk about some of the stuff that we have when it comes to this, and some of the mitigating factors. I'm gonna tell you what, the commanders, the company commander and the company first sergeant's course does not make you overqualified than a doctor. You don't. That doesn't make you more qualified than competent medical authority. You do not sit there and tell anybody that you cannot take a PT test. There was published guidance. It literally spelled it out. It spelled it out for you not to do it. There are still schools, there are still freaking organizations out there, even the most elite schools, even the most elite fields, and you guys know who I'm talking about, still doing APFTs.
Quiet.
Still doing APFTs. Still doing things they're not supposed to. Again, I laugh at this. I call this the COVID generation of leaders, like soldiers that have been Joes and all. They're gonna remember you leading. They're gonna remember you, leaders. The Joes are gonna remember you, how you led them, and they're gonna remember you when when it comes to morale, when it comes to reenlistments. I have a feeling when all the stuff starts getting lifted up, that it's just gonna it's just gonna, everything's gonna fucking tank. I don't want to be a fucking alarmist. But when you got pictures like this that I'm throwing up right now, your soldiers are remembering this. Your soldiers are seeing this. Gee, how come I can't have soldiers? How come I don't have enough soldiers re-enlistment in my unit? We need to get out there. And then, of course, it is a perpetual freaking dumpster fire with USAREC. Got to put them in boots. But you just, of course, don't even get me started on showing up to positive on freaking COVID on MEPS. Don't get me started on showing them positive in unit organizations and still sending them to the field.
Sounds like people can't read regs.
I don't know. I mean, these are graduate level individuals that are supposed to be, that are in command and by authority under AR 600-20 to, commanding of excellence, right?
Right, command, but do they override?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the jacket, you know how they say, take away. That seems to be the standard. That's everything that we've had in the comments. We've had commanders engage us in the inbox saying, how come you put my unit on blast, or blah, blah, blah. I can add to, and I can, can't take away. And then here comes the judge.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Judge friggin' comes in and tells him to shut up, or doesn't he tell him to shut up? He articulately points out in his own WTF judge kind of way, the add to, the not take away stuff. This really is not that difficult. I mean, you've had the Army Chief of Staff, you've had the Sergeant Major of the Army, you've literally had them showing them the right way of how to do it. I mean, you see the leaders out there getting at that's to me, that's awesome. They're showing what right looks like. But then when it gets down to that line, when it gets down to that unit, you're thinking, oh my God, dude. Yes, he does have a poncho on. He has a poncho on. Yes, he has a poncho on.
It's a biohazard poncho.
It's a L195, not an L95, an L195 super poncho. But anyways, so let's continue. Let's continue with this. So what were we saying? We were saying about the what was it? Reinforced policy with no AFT due to COVID-19 provides maintain restrictions on height and weight for reports due to through dates, and 11 March 2020 and later when height and weight was not administered based solely on COVID restrictions. And then, of course, XORD 164-20 does not apply to evaluations. Well, what do you mean evaluations? So how do I do from evaluations? Well, just for that, I remember this was a slide. I got to take a slide right here. When it comes,
this is a good chance for people to get promoted without.
Right,
without
dude. You don't get no freaking You don't get no
Get those pay raises.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're about to say you don't have to worry about. I mean, think about it. Well, there's no photos. You don't have to worry about photos anymore. So all them tubbies that were sitting there going, oh, I got to put my jacket on.
I would love to be a private right now on active duty with those regs. I'd have so much fun.
I know, dude.
Sergeant.
Oh my God, you'd be like, yeah. I had to take a PT test, right? No, I'm sitting here waffling this freaking.
I flapped out that paper like, please, and then speak to me later.
Yeah. So the record height weight is mandatory, of course, but there's no unit weigh-in in compliance with the R69 when the year's height weights of the through date. So look at that right there. They're giving you there was specific guidance that was put out on how to evaluate, how to do this freaking shit for height and weight. How are we Matt Daming this? How are we gaming?
Is there pictures to go with it though?
What are you talking about? I busted a picture out. I got slide right now. I got graphics
pictures
up, bro.
to demonstrate how you actually do it though.
Oh no. Oh, what are you talking about? No, dude, the Army sent guidance down.
Oh, okay.
if somebody told me,
make sure we cover all our bases.
Right. But I'm just saying, you have to go to. You gotta have a fucking Facebook page full of old vets and guys behind anonymous accounts telling you how to army. Then there's something wrong. The whole idea is for not. See, I like highlighting units. I like we've had units come on here. I like it when they come on here and shoot the shit with us and give us some stuff and tell them about show them their wares. I love it when units come over here and do that stuff.
And it should be.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of like their unofficial cheerleaders or something like that. And we're supposed to be out there for the commands.
Well, you could be the cheerleader.
Well, we've worked. No, I don't think so. More like a Raiderette. Anyways, but the thing is that you don't. These are the stressors that we're talking about. To get back to the suicide thing. These are the stressors that we need to talk about. Again, everyone's going to get mad at me for how I didn't say this or how I need to do that. And I'm talking about. I'm not going to diss anybody on how they bring up the situation of preventing suicide. These are resources that the Army is putting out for the force to use, to download. No one should be shitting on it for the attempts made to do it.
It's not just for individuals that needs help. You could probably use that app if someone else needed help that you're with.
Yeah. I mean, I look. I mean, sometimes I go flip through and go through some of the stuff and look at some of the resources. When there's an app out that comes out, I have several methods of checking to make sure that they're good to go, and they're good. I mean, this is cyber compliance. Straight up. Sounds
like they learned one of the better practices that the VA does.
Well, it actually goes. It's for. I mean, it's for civilians, family members, and I'm pretty sure. And this is just me. I think this will be I think this will be I think it could advance.
Oh yeah.
I think this is awesome for technology to advance this app. I mean, I love tech anyways when it comes to stuff like that. I like the AI factor in it and all this stuff.
Well, we know you're a star techie.
Well, no, the thing is that why not? We're already doing it anyways. I mean, if you're listening to right now, you're already being tracked, and if you're unless you're in the other accounts that are overseas, because there's some people that listen to us. Do you know we get pirated into I didn't know this. We get Hong Kong and stuff like that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, we get China. Like we got they were like WTF. We should have like a WTF Nation Radio China. You know, have from the in Hong Kong from all the riots and stuff like that they're having over there.
Oh, that would be nice.
It's freaking
Get some
insane,
live
dude.
From there
Well,
for
I mean, it's hard for me to kind of translate through the, you know, you can't use Google Translate and stuff like that. So I get something in the mail and they're like, oh, what the hell is this? But yeah, some of the audiences out there. So again, we're listening to you. We're listening. I'm talking about we as in the military, the army. We're listening to you when it comes to this app being developed. I think it's good. That's just me.
I think it'll be better though once people can talk more about it in their unit bays out in the open a little more than kind of being frowned on type thing.
As far as what? Can you explain a little bit? Can you go into detail?
Like when I was in, some of the guys were saying, well, you don't talk about suicide or having PTSD issues, or that's your fastest way to get out mentality. And they wouldn't really talk about it much until it was almost too late. So I didn't know if they still have that mentality right now or not. But then again, I've been out a while, so.
Well, a lot of it too is placed on stigma. And a long time ago, it was not cool to say you had any issues. It was not cool that you are how do I say this? It was like a hint of weakness to talk about your problems. It was like a hint of weakness to discuss, and this is the stigma that was back in the day. That you would, especially in our community, that, you know, because you were in the same pretty much community as I was in, that there was a stigma to it. That immediately, if you said that there was something wrong with you, you got a black mark on you. You got labeled. You got blackballed. You said, oh, you're one of them. Let's go ahead and just take this guy off the line.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Is that still there?
Well, I mean, I'm telling you what, I would probably guess that there is some in it. I mean,
has the leadership been able to prove themselves it's okay?
Right.
Let's move on and talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. You were considered to be exactly that, Gary. You were considered like you were broken. They looked like exactly that. They treated you like you were a fucking problem. They treated you like you were, oh, now you're a liability. Now we have to look out for you. No, look, the guy's asking to talk to somebody. And that's the thing. It goes back. Perfect example with the COVID shit. You see how we're fucking up this COVID stuff? You see how we're mishandling all this COVID crap? Is because we're having individuals that are not qualified to make those calls, making those calls. Well, the same thing with suicide prevention and mental health. There are individuals that are in command right now that are not qualified to make those calls. That assume on their own it's whatever it is. Bitch, you don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what problems I've had. You don't know what family issues I've got or what I've been going on with my family. You don't know that. What I've been through in the past. You don't know me. So when I say I need to talk to somebody, it's not we need to let's pull Ken off the line because no. Dude, a lot of guys, if you bring it up, especially in high sensitive positions, in high sensitive type units, high impact units, I'm gonna tell you what right now, some of them tell you right now that they're still afraid to talk about it, even though they're having reassurances from the command, even though whatever. What makes me mad is that when I see some of this shit happening, I see it like I mean exactly that, Jason. Exactly, man. Hey, just go talk. Just go talk. You don't have to, bro. You don't have to tell me anything. You just say, "Hey, I need to go talk to somebody." All right, I just need to set an appointment. All right, cool. All right, bro. Hey, take it easy, man. Go. Set
I
yourself
know
up. It
some
ain't.
of those guys in that high speed stuff, and they won't talk about it because, like you're saying, they get blackballed. But they rather talk about it, and they function better when they actually go do their thing. It's
Exactly that. Exactly that.
They perform great. They love
Yep.
doing their
Yep.
performance.
They actually,
It's
you
like
actually see a.
that switch turns it off, and they don't feel nothing on how they feel.
Yeah, but you're actually
And,
seeing. But you're seeing. Don't you kind of see it? That to me, I don't. And it's a perfect example there, Shipwreck. Don't you kind of see it's beneficial? It's almost like it's recharging them. Like it's almost like reinflating them. It's almost like, when I've seen somebody go over there and they've talked to somebody, it's almost like they took a vacation, or they're happier. They're you're just like, wow, dude. All right, how you been? And the thing is, you gotta also have some respect. Oh, sure, glad you went to the fucking shrink because you were losing it. Don't say that. Hey, support them. Hey, man, everything going all right? Well, glad you got your help, man. Good deal, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what it should be.
Yeah, it should be supportive on that. The command should be supportive in that. We get it in the inbox all the time. Command referred behavioral health. We have seen command referred behavioral health for people who we thought. I mean, like I said, we got a doc on it. We got a WTF, TMC. we have docs on our staff. We have a command surgeon. And some of the stuff is like, dude, why this guy doesn't need the one? This person needs the issue, or another person needs the issue. But the commands, like, again, it's that white space stuff. It's like sending soldiers on crutches to the fucking field, the JRTC, because they have to make those stats. No, I'm gonna get my qualification, and I'm all good. You know what? Right now, and this is what I'm thinking about too. I'm kind of thinking about this too. I'm almost thinking that, and it just hit me just now as we're talking shit, right? Well, I'm talking. I'm like ranting, and you're just sitting there giggling. That I
Some
think.
things I have trouble talking about because
No, I got you, man.
it does suck being on the other end, and you find out on the internet that one of your best buds, did that. And,
Yeah.
it does hit hard.
Oh, I know, bro. I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
back, some things right now.
Yeah,
so.
I got you, brother. I got you, man. That's what it's all about.
But it just definitely need to be talked about.
Right. Well, it was just to kick on that was what I'm saying is that there are leaders right now. There's an impression right now that you have to go to the field. It is. I'm gonna tell you what. It is a sorry ass bullet statement on your eval to say that you deployed or did something during Corona. If I see anybody, if we see any evals, I mean support of COVID missions. If you got deployed, like if you got deployed at the Javits Center, or if you were part of R North, or you're part of any units supporting the civil authority stuff like that right there, I could see that because you're a part of it. But if you wanted to get a bullet of deployed to JRTC despite having half of his unit positive for COVID, you're a shitbag. You are a shitbag. You definitely have lost the tone of what it is. It's all about, like I said, I want to quote General Donahoe, our favorite admin. It's empathy. It's empathy.
That's being nice about them being a shitbag. I'd think some other words, but
Well, right. I'm just saying it's one of those things. I just don't. It's a really hard subject. When General Donahoe revealed that, and like I said, he's just in command, and already someone took their own life, and already there was again, it doesn't matter. So bringing it up and talking about it, there should be no sensitivity to it to confront the issue. You should not be attacking somebody for bringing attention to it in their way. Yeah, I mean, I can't, if there's somebody that I don't know, then I don't know them. You can't hold it against me just because I freaking do it. But I will remember their memory if you tell me their story to keep it on. To keep the story going, to keep the legacy going, and why they were hurting, what was going on in their lives, and what was happening that led to specific situations. I mean, if somebody I'm not privy to, or someone that I can be privy to, that's fine. But I'm not gonna disrespect anybody by revealing all that stuff, and it's it's personal stuff. It's hard to talk about. I don't ignore
especially when you're on the receiving end of that and you can't have closure, but it's part of life, unfortunately, because people don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
Why don't they, like my old command, when I checked up on them from time to time, what they did was once a week, No one has computers on. No one does nothing. They do it the old-fashioned way. Everything by paper for a day. They get face-to-face with people and interact a little bit more and find out how people are really doing. It's like a weekly check without being a weekly check. They're still getting stuff done for the mission, but yet they got that human contact.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe if more units did that,
maybe it's a human contact thing. Maybe some leaders just need to get. It's the little things, man. It's almost it's the small things to a soldier that you don't realize. You don't even realize that some of the things that you could do to a soldier in speaking or in your actions, because actions speak louder than words, and not behind a freaking desk, and not being a toxic shit stick. The actions that you do from outside of your desk. I mean, you can go ahead and it's okay for you as a leader to walk outside the little circle of your desk. It's totally nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's one of those incremental things. It's one of those small things. Hey, Shipwreck, how you doing, I mean, you doing all right, man? Everything's good to go? Yep. You know what? For all you know, or for all anybody could know, me saying something like that led you know that I give a fuck. Well, I mean, I do care, but you know what I'm saying? It's little things like that.
Oh, definitely. Plus, you got like one of my leaders, and I will always remember this person. I was overseas on a post, and couldn't go nowhere for like 24 hours, and all of a sudden they showed up and said, "Hey, I robbed a defect for you, and here's some steaks for tonight." And I'm like, "Oh shit, man! This E8 guy, looking out for E5. Oh hell yeah!" And I'll remember that person to this day because of that.
Yeah. I have had personal experience myself with individuals that I didn't think cared, and then I wouldn't say surprised me, but I was just like, oh, yeah, I would say they're surprised. And I was like, whoa, holy shit!
Oh, you're taken back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're taking it. Yeah, you're taken back. That someone would be, because you think that they're busy doing stuff. They have things going on. They wouldn't expect to talk to little old me. Who am I? I'm just whatever. But I would get that engagement, and I was like you said, taking it back, and I was like, whoa, holy crap! Well, thanks, man, thanks, ma'am, too. Thank you. It would just like kind of like off to the side, hey, blah 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 blah, and it would be a, sometimes those little things like that, they could be a pick me up that you don't even realize that it would hit you, just like you said, it would just be taken aback. I mean, it's all incremental as leadership. And I want to keep quoting our favorite general. Your command time is finite, is what he said. You have your time is finite. You have so much to freaking do within that freaking time of do it. Make it count. You're right, Dean. Leaders are supposed to engage their soldiers. Oh, go figure, right? Woo, man.
Isn't that part of the NCO training?
Oh, sorry, you're talking about NCO Creed.
Let me get a drink.
Hang on, I'm sipping here on my Long Island iced tea. I think I might have made it too strong. Yeah, you're right, Justin. There you go. It would have been nice to have some of the command teams go out there in standing watch. Why do you think right now the main page on Twitter and everybody is making a big deal about the chow that's happening in quarantine right now? Like the actions that are currently going on at Fort Bliss, the actions that are going on at Fort Bragg, Fort Hood, and stuff like that when it comes to soldiers being in quarantine. Chow matters. Chow matters.
Most talked about subject every day.
Oh my gosh, it is. You used to see the email, but like, now it's now to the point that it's kind of funny because now you're watching commands showing off their chow. You're kind of like, look at this big old box of tray. And I was like, General Donahoe busted out a big old tray of chicken. I was like, whoa, save me a tray. I want some of that chicken. The same thing with some of my friends that have defects on Fort Bragg. Hey, check this out, Ken. I'm like, oh snap. Fort Bliss. I think there's some issues with your chow right now. It's one of those. We need a Mafia minute. That's what it was. Hey, you got JBLM, Salty Specialist. Give us a buzz, man. We need a E4 Mafia minute. We're still waiting on the call for JBLM because there's some stuff that's hitting the inbox and we're kind of like going, huh? What? Wait, we come out. No, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like drop off and give some chow. Just give them some grub. I don't get it. You know, so when I read a story, I hear about, like I said, that, fuck, dude. Then I say something, or someone else says something. Then you have, you know, coming out the vet, bro. Oh, snap! You open up your. Oh, well, there you go. In October, huh? All right. You have those bro vets coming off the top rope. No, I don't like. You don't like. You shouldn't do that. Or, I want this. I want that. I want this. Oh, here's an app. That's not what I meant. Okay. What did you mean?
Have an app to find an app.
No, right. You gotta have an app. I'm gonna tell you what right now. You know, this app, check it out. Download it. Go through it. Flip through it. For you cyber geeks that wondered how all these different apps got loaded real quick on several different VPNs, you're welcome. Cyber tested, huh? As soon as you say cyber tested, oh, okay.
They're gonna put that to a challenge.
Yeah, oh, I know. Speaking
Hold
about
my beer moment. You know?
hold my beer, exactly. We know where you're at. We know where you logged us in. No, it chow matters. I mean, going back to this, man. You're right. The brag defects are still off the chain. That's still off the chain. It's one of the best Thanksgiving chows and a defact, man. Plus, you get to see your leadership in Class A's or ASUs, and they're all dressed up and stuff like that.
No, the defects overseas chow's better.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, come on, yeah, that's
that was the best chow.
Yeah, there's the best chow ever, but you're gonna kind of like, you know, money was thrown into that to make it, you know, good. You know, you couldn't like really throw money. That was like throwaway money. All the surf and turf. Sorry, some of the places I had opportunity to have surf and turf, or the best Philly cheesesteaks. The best Philly cheesesteaks were not in Philly. Not in Philly. I'm sorry. Overseas, best Philly cheesesteak. Best ones. Then I'm going to have some of my friends from Philly flying across the top rope on that one. What do you mean? But yeah, it was, oh man, there's some good chow. Again, going back to what I was saying. These are some of the stressors too. Some of the PTSD and anxiety and stuff like that. I posted a meme. Some of the bro vets get all pissed off that if you weren't a veteran, you didn't deploy, you weren't considered a veteran. You know, that argument coming back up again. That's starting to come out through the bro vet fucking propaganda, which is bullshit. Did you know?
It is bullshit.
Did you know? And this is something that's going to piss off some bro vets. But I am a pissed off enthusiast. I do like. I'm a dumpster fire enthusiast. I do like watching some people's reactions to some dumpster fires, just to, you know, some measures of performance there. Did you know that if you were deployed so many times to combat, and you were just a big shit stick, and you were just the worst, you were just an asshole of a fucking leader, did you know that you could give your soldiers who've never deployed PTSD from your PTSD that you don't want to admit you have? Or just being a just general dick? Did you know you could do that? Do you know you could provide your soldiers a toxic environment just because you're an asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, it's just not that. You got. And I could say this from personal experience. Some of my issues I've had from military with my TBI and PTSD stuff. I'll go to school with my kids, open houses and stuff, or conference kids with teachers, you know, without your kid around.
Yeah.
And they bring up the shit, and you're like, fuck, I do the same shit. It passes on to other people around me.
All right.
It really does.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that people don't like to talk about, but then when you talk about it, then people get mad on the way you talked about it. I don't like the way you talked about that. No, but you wanted me to bring up suicide prevention and awareness to PTSD and all that. No, that's not the way I meant it. I wanted you the way. How did you want me to do it? Bro vet, how did you want me to do that? And how is it that you, with your 15 deployments to Afghanistan, although, you know, we appreciate your service and all that, everyone else has had deployments too. Why do you sit there? Why do you think it's okay for you to treat your soldiers like that, like shit? Because, you know, back in combat, or back in Nam, or, you know, back in Bosnia, or back in Kosovo, or back in Afghanistan, back in Iraq, or back in wherever. Why some of this stuff you don't have to be deployed to have PTSD is what I'm saying. You yourself could be the reason why your soldier is having PTSD, or you're making your soldier get stupid about shit.
Bill's right though. That's the first thing that comes in mind. It's not me, it's them.
Yeah.
That's step one of how it starts.
Let me take a break right quick, and I'm No, I'm not gonna recharge my glass. I got a good good drink going. So we'll be right back, and everyone go refill the glasses and go to the bathroom and shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 2 of Sergeant's Time. Thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us and sticking with us. Man, so real quick, there's some news going on back at Fort Hood of the how do I say this? The man, we're just Fort Hood just not
really Fort Hood again.
Yeah, well, I mean Fort Hood, Fort Hood is Fort Hood is having issues with they're having issues. If you guys don't know already, obviously everybody knows what's happening with the Vanessa Guillen case. Everyone knows what's going on with the what's been happening with the moves and not moves and all that stuff. I think that's already been released already. There's already been the funeral is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Facebook Live, and so we're gonna grab that too. We're gonna make sure that it gets put up onto the onto the page, and that way you guys can see that. So that's really the only update right now with. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I got another update. I get updates as I'm talking. Every time I talk about the Vanessa Guillen case, I will get an update for on scene update immediate, so that way we can get the most latest news. We don't hang on. Okay. Anyways. So the trial for Cicely Aguilar, is the woman who's being charged in connection to the death of Fort Hood Soldier Specialist Vanessa Guillen, will begin September 28th, according to documents. And this is just as of right before showtime, filed today. The trial, which begins with jury selection, will be held at the court of Judge Alan Albright. Aguilar, 22, was indicted by a federal grand jury in July on all 3 counts of conspiracy to tamper with evidence. Aguilar pleaded not guilty and is being held without bond. And if the defense prosecution decides to enter a plea agreement, then they will have to file it on or before September 14th, according to documents. Assistant U.S. Attorney General Mike Frazier also filed a motion Thursday requesting that the judge deny requests by Aguilar's defense to issue a gag order. I don't know why they would. I mean, just like. Why deny it? I mean, everybody kind of knows what happened. I mean, she did it. I mean, I understand there's like procedural stuff, but the motion filed 27 July by a supervisor, Assistant Federal Public Defender Louis B. Gaynor, says asked Albright to prohibit trial participants, including witnesses, the Guillen family, and their attorneys, that would make a substantial likelihood of materially prejudicing. I can't speak English today. Ms. Aguilar's right to a fair trial. Frazier argued in his response that the case does not support a request to a gag at crime. Victims' family members and their legal counsel, they're not parties, attorneys for the parties, or court personnel at this time. It's not known whether any family member will testify at trial. I'm gonna tell you what. It looks like it's a public attorney cause, a public defender. I'm sorry. That's a federal public defender, Louis Gaynor, is the guy's name. So the gag order motion, along with others, are scheduled to be heard on September 8th. Now, I'll be honest with you, everyone's talking about the issue with what's been happening. We kind of know what's happening already, so it's not like we're like halting something from, you know what I mean? There's nothing to. I mean. I kind of all over. It's all over the fucking news. I mean, I'm not tiptoe around it, but everybody kind of knows what the fuck happened. Who she was involved and stuff like that. But, dude, man, I don't know.
I'm just waiting for people starting getting relieved from commands. And
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're just talking about this is just a civil portion of it. Yeah, exactly. The motion cites Previous reports were Natalie Quam's statements could have an impact. This is what Gaynor was saying. That Guillen family member Natalie Quam's statements could have a negative impact on potential jurors. No, I don't think so. The motion cites previous reports where Quam referred to Aguilar as a terrorist, murderer, and sicko, and has employed other dehumanizing tropes to condemn Aguilar as an animal or something less than human. Well,
The lawyer's just trying to make sure he covers his bases.
He's got to cover his bases, but it's he went to say that Quam's media campaign shows no signs of letting up, and that her statements are poisoning the pool of potential jurors. No.
That lawyer's probably like, she needs a fire.
Yeah, could you imagine what the lawyer?
I have to come to my job, so
I have to do my job, so I have to kind of file this stuff. Do you think that's kind of like one of the things that's happening already? I mean, think about it. Could you, as a public defender, think about it? Some public defenders, man. I mean, they probably look at some of the evidence that they have. They're probably thinking, God, man, oh, you're screwed.
I couldn't be a public defender.
No way. Well, I mean, that's kind of like how you kind of have to pay penance. You know what I mean?
I know, but I couldn't offend someone on a case like this.
Oh, yeah, same here. I couldn't either.
I'd have to walk away from it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's assigned to you, it's assigned to you. If you're a public defender, if you're working for the,
I hear it, man. I definitely hear you. But...
So, it's the family attorney does and cannot make herself part of the investigative team merely because she asked the witness to come forward for her, Frazier argues. Who the hell's Frazier? Where the hell did I get this Frazier name from? Wait, did I like... Oh, U.S. Attorney Mark Frazier. Okay, got it. Frazier said it because Quam is not a member of the investigative team and does not represent the defense. The motion to issue a gag order should be denied. The family attorney cannot make herself part of the investigative team merely because she has asked witnesses to come forward to her. Frazier argues. In this case, the victim's family and the other representative is not part of the investigators gathering evidence, which is true. Gaynor's motion argues that without a gag order, there's substantial likelihood that extrajudicial comments by the trial participants will result in an unfair trial. What the hell are you talking about? Comments and statements included in the order were to be intended to influence public opinion regarding the merits of this case, but does not include statements regarding the general nature of allegations or defenses. Well, Well, I mean, just kind of like they're trying to protect the jury pool. I can see that, but no, that's just me. No, now, I understand. Like you said, everyone's entitled to a fair trial. There, Shipwreck. You got it. I mean, totally understand. According to the federal criminal complaint in the case, Aguilar helped boyfriend Specialist Aaron Robinson dispose of Guillen's body after Robinson killed Guillen with a hammer on Fort Hood in April. The body was mutilated and burnt in an attempt to dispose of Guillen's body, and the remains were buried near Leon River, just outside Little River Academy. The remains were found June 30th after Guillen had been missing for more than 2 months, and they were subsequently identified as the Guillen family attorney and then later Fort Hood. The Guillen family and their attorney have held numerous rallies since the soldiers' disappearance, demanding justice for the soldier, transparency in her case, and legislation in Specialist Guillen's name, which has garnered national attention. Oh, sorry about that. That was a damn commercial popping up on my pop-up ad. So you think so? I was thinking about that too, man. I think she's gonna roll on all the folks involved in Vanessa's murder, and I'm pretty sure but she's a civilian though. I don't think she was gonna have any issues or anything talking about the case of the.
She's gonna sing like a canary on everything she knows.
Well, right. I mean, it's right.
The best situation she can get out of it. I'll tell you that now.
Right. But I know you were talking about the investigation. I know that there's been the command, the 2-star that's there was supposed to take command of the 1st Armored Division, and that didn't happen. So you were talking about what's going to happen, who's getting relieved, and all that stuff.
I'm sure there's more coming though.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think so too. I just got to see what happens. I'm pretty sure because the Secretary of the Army is involved in an independent Also, an independent panel on what happened. I have a feeling too. It's like one hell of an investigative team to find out what's going on from this one. We can obviously that was I shouldn't say obviously because there's probably some details that we're not privy to. You know what I mean?
It's always going to be like that for sensitive subjects.
Right.
But I wonder if Commander-in-Chief told the Secretary to start that, or the Secretary decided to make that action on their own.
I think that started, and I think the pressure and the national attention to it is what brought. We posted that as well on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. The president did talk about what was going to happen. The president said that we were going to get to the bottom of that, we were going to investigate and all this other stuff. So I think, you know what I mean. I think that kind of had some push to it as well. I'm pretty sure the Secretary of Defense, also the Secretary of the Army, probably gave some specific guidance that obviously we're not privy to, but I'm pretty sure that was.
What I'm saying is, did the Secretary start the ball rolling before the Commander-in-Chief even made that statement? Is what I'm curious about.
You know, that's a good question. I think he already did that.
Oh, okay.
I think he had already kicked that off before.
Before the boss said.
Yeah, before the boss says so, type shit. You know what I mean?
That's good. Speaks a lot for that person.
Yeah. So I mean, I already think right now that he. Well, I mean, obviously, I played that on the Monday edition too. I played his presser that he had at Fort Hood.
Right.
And he talked about that. So I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really paying attention to what the Secretary of Defense or not what the president said. I was more focused on what the Secretary of the Army said, what the Chief of Staff of the Army was going to say about it. That was my focus on that. You know what I mean? Because you start thinking about the president anytime. Because right now, of course, being election time coming up, don't forget WTF Nation. WTF Nation decides. We're gonna have more political guests on, anyways. Everything's heated in this political environment. We're not going to solve all the problems right now. If you mention who is running for office or who's not, or who is going to, or who's running for re-election, it's not going to serve the argument any purpose if you go that high. You know what I mean? Everyone talks as soon as it went up to talk to the president, then it became here we go. It's like no one could hear the substance of it because everyone was already being partisan to begin with. So to me, I kind of stayed down a little bit lower on the service secretary and the chief of staff of the Army, what they were looking at, because at that point I was just kind of like, I don't want to sit there and I don't want to defend arguments that you're trying to roll me up in just because you don't like Trump. You know what I mean? That's what was
right.
So again, I think the service secretary had already done it. He already had the presser. He already said he was visiting. I mean, he just came from like Poland and then he went to Hood. So he was busy as hell.
Oh, definitely.
So I really can't blame him. I mean, if he says he's on it, he's on it. I will say I will keep my personal opinions of how the presser went and who was there, because I have some friends and that are
in low places.
No, not low places. I just have friends that. Okay. I don't want them to see like, oh, so you went on air and started shit talking, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be that way. If there's an investigation happening, I want to see what the investigation happens, and we'll see what's being laid out. The Secretary of the Army said he was going to release that information when it comes out, and I'm gonna go ahead and see what's up, as everybody else should. I know there was a lot of freaking statements that are probably going to be written up. I know there was a sharp angle to it.
Sure, there's going to be more than just that.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying there's probably going to be systemic, issues. There was a comment that somebody said that, we locked down a whole fucking post for a lost weapon, but not for a soldier, and that's one of the things that we were talking about. That was because the Army, in their AWOL policy, Secretary of the Army did say at the presser they're going to relook that. They're going to relook how they consider soldiers missing or on AWOL. If he said he's going to do it, you got to let him work it. You got to remember he's the Secretary of the Army. He's got to go through the wickets to make sure some of the things
doesn't happen overnight.
Well, especially at his level, because he's got to go through lawyers, he's got to go through policy, he's got to go through his he's got to go his advisors too, which are military guys, guys and gals that are gonna say, sir, it's got to work this way, blah blah blah. It's not just we're just gonna go ahead and do that. It's not like a uniform policy or something like that. There are some legalities to some of the things when it comes to why and different organizations involved, different directorates, on why someone can't be just labeled right off missing or change the status of AWOL, whatever. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I'll be honest with you, because it'll I think it'll bode well for the force on how we look at missing soldiers, battles in distress. You know, that's the term we like to use. You know, that happens.
It's good to know they're already working on lessons learned from this. So
right.
That's going to change a lot of new stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a, like you said, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be a, you know, real quick freaking, you know, real fix. It's just going to be, it's got to go through. It sucks because, man, I couldn't even. I mean, she's not here anymore. It's the same with Gregory Morales. Just some of the things, the way they did it, just some of the whole processes of it. They're just not. You know what I mean? You're not going to get them back, and it's sad to say that the family has to be part of that lesson learned. That's by that tragic event. It just fucking sucks, man. It just fucking blows.
It would suck more if there wasn't a lesson learned from this.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's this? Someone, yes. So the service members from, yeah, okay. So someone asked me about the just sent me a PM. The crew members, the remains of the submarines and the sailor that died July 30th in a California amphibious assault accident. The AAV, they've been recovered. They're transferred Wednesday to Dover Air Force Base, and 8 service members. So they're transferred. They have moved to Dover. They have recovered the remains. That sucks. So they're discussing final arrangements, according to a Wednesday press release. Yeah, let's look this up right quick. Yep, Wednesday press release. So the Marine Corps has asked that the privacy of the families be respected as they make their final arrangements for their loved ones, which is understandable. So transferred was PFC Brian Baltiera, 18 years old, of Corona, California. Lance Corporal Marco Barranco, 21, of Montebello, California. PFC Evan A. Bath, 19, of Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Navy Hospital Corpsman, 3rd Class Fleet Marine Force. Christopher Gim, of Stockton, California, 22 years old. PFC Jack Ryan Otrowski, 20, of Bend, Oregon. Corporal Wesley A. Rod, 22, of Harris, Texas. Lance Corporal Chase D. Sweetwood, 18, of Portland, Oregon. And Corporal Cesar A. Villanueva, 21 years old, of Riverside, California.
Man, they were all young.
Yeah. So that's let's see, there's another one here. The remains of Lance Corporal Guillermo Perez, of 19, of New Braunfels, Texas, who escaped the sinking vehicle but was pronounced dead at the scene, was transferred to Dover 5 August. Guillermo was promoted to the advanced petty officer 3rd class and awarded his enlisted Fleet Marine Force specialist qualification, according to the press release. So we'll keep you guys and gals posted on that. Yeah, thanks for that reminder. Ooh, that sucks, man. That sucks. Let's see, whatever. Is this, it's a winging it show. It's kind of like winging it. I don't know. It's kind of, winging it. It's just winging it. Oh, man. No, I didn't want to lay a format out today because I was thinking, you know what? I was waiting for the Mafia Minute to come up. I wanted our Salty Specialist to call from JBLM. Give us a call, JBLM, Salty Specialist, Mafia Minute, 415-889-8367. Been waiting for that kid to call up. I haven't talked to him in a while. One time he went off on air. It was pretty funny. Sound bites for days. But anyways. You got this. Okay. All right. So check this out. It's kind of like some lighter, I don't know if it's lighter news or it could scare the bejesus out of you. The truth is out there. A new Pentagon task force is on the hunt. This would be this would be your kind of...
hey, it literally just came out an hour ago.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, you're right. It's just funny because it's just... So, the headline goes, Pentagon forms task force to probe UFOs.
Not the Air Force.
No, the Space Force, right? Is the Pentagon task force. The Defense Department is forming a new task force to investigate UFOs that have been observed by U.S. military aircraft. Deputy Secretary of Defense David Norquist will help oversee the task force, which is to be unveiled in the next few days. CNN reported this too, citing 2 unnamed defense officials. That's what I'm talking about. aliens. Aliens out there. There have been previous efforts to look at what the Pentagon calls unidentified aerial phenomena. You ever notice that they're just trying to like up one everybody? It used to be called UFOs, and now they're like up, like one up and shit on the buzzwords. Unidentified aerial phenomenon led by the Navy, the CNN reported. And there's no consensus of their origin. Yes, probably because they're called unidentified, right?
That's why they're UFOs.
That's exactly. Cause I thought the program was supposed to be the other way around. The hunt for the chupacabra. That's right. So the videos.
It's a weather balloon.
It's a weather balloon. Yeah, that's all it is. I want them to find something. I don't want to sound like I want the world to end because it's already 2020. Might as well keep going. We already got volcanoes and shit happening.
I just wanted to say yay or nay and get rid of this conspiracy already. You know?
Right? Yeah, exactly. You know, everyone's talking about Area 51 and clapping cheeks there, clapping them alien cheeks. That big what was it? It was in April.
Everyone's gonna out.
Yeah, it's gonna
run the border.
Gonna really, yeah. You want to see some shit? I don't think so, man. Unidentified aerial phenomenon led by the Navy, but there's no consensus on their origin. Duh. And some believe they may be drones. Of course they may be drones. There are some drones that are flying at 4,000 miles an hour doing angular turns that could render a human incapacitated by their angle of attack.
Speaking of drones, did you hear about the Air Force pilot that took on an artificial intelligence simulator dogfight?
No, man. You don't. Oh, no. Did that for real happen? Yeah, save that for a future guest about AI and stuff, because we're going to talk about some AI stuff later. Well, okay, I'll tell you what. We'll talk about it again when he comes on. Okay. Go ahead.
No, Air Force pilot was doing an artificial intelligence dogfight to see who would win. Came out in Stars and Stripes, actually. But it was an S-16 pilot doing a virtual reality dogfight against an AI and for a cyber competition, which had 8 AI teams and face-to-face human pilot was part of the DARPA programs.
Yeah.
But still trying to find out who actually won it though.
Well, I mean, you just don't like you just don't tell a story like that. You just tell a story like that shit, right? And this is like, is it PlayStation 5 AI or 4 AI or is it Xbox AI?
Well, maybe it was our gamer network guys, you know.
Oh yeah, maybe it is our gamer kids. Maybe you should do that. We should have competitions like that. We should have, challenge some of the gamers out there to see how they can be against dogfights and stuff like that. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of funny. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like I want to know what's going on. I don't know. I look at things I'm not supposed to look at, breaking the sun, cleavage, train wrecks, shit like that. I want to see what you're not supposed to see. I want to know about UFOs. I want to know if they're out. I want to know if we're not alone. I want to know if what's out there. What's out there? What do we have to find out there? Them UFOs and stuff. I want to play the organ. No. Like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and shit. I want to see that. I want to see that. I want them to show up. And then tell them they need a social distance and wear a mask. And be like, what's going on?
It's probably some high-tech thing our military made by DOD, all these UFOs, and they can't talk
They're
about
gonna
it.
Say whatever. They're gonna say. They're gonna. I know. They're gonna say whatever. My biggest thing is that just come out and say it. Just come out and say it. Just come out and say, yeah, we got freaking UFOs. Yeah, we know what the hell they are. They're obviously not. Duh. Well, do you think that's from outer space? Well, no, because there's definitely somebody out there that can fly better crap than us. No, of course it's from outer space. Swamp gas. I don't understand how we would not be able to fly. It is. It's not Russia and it's not China. Their planes fall apart when they fly. They do. I'm just they're like their latest rush is like, oh, we got this latest drone, this new attack drone. I'm thinking, oh, all right.
Well, you know what? I haven't came out about it yet, don't you?
What's that?
It's because some public affairs rep, at DOD says, no, we can't talk about this. No, we can't talk about this. That's all. That's the only reason why. It's always the public affairs people.
Oh, damn! Why are you dissing on the public affairs? I'll be honest with you.
Knowing how it is,
yeah, but public affairs, I will say this, lately with us have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
They've been pretty cool with us. I mean, I kind of see the public.
They make sure something doesn't go out bad in the wrong way. That's their job.
Well, but again, it's funny because
I think that's what slows down some of this stuff that we want to know about.
So
like
you think
UFOs.
so you think there's a rogue PAO out there that's telling some 4-star that no, we shouldn't do it? Like on Space Force, there's some goofy ass little PAO telling a 4-star that not talking about. There's some like Buck Sergeant PAO working in the PAO shop because PAO. I'm gonna tell you what, PAOs don't get any love when it comes to their staff. They get. They want they get shit on so fucking bad. I feel sorry for them because some of the staffing that they get, and then they're expected to do so much once other PAO shops are doing whatever. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Of course you got some baller ass. Some of the work that you see out there from PAOs are not done by PAOs. They're done by kids who are put in the position to be a unit public affairs rep, or kind of they're UPER, the little freaking they're persons to do that stuff. And then the next thing you know, they outshine old school PAOs. Oh, dinosaurs, man. No, we can't release.
And the commander comes in and goes, "Why are we not doing this shit?"
Exactly. How come we're not doing some baller ass videos? How come we don't have this stuff like that? How come we don't have this special effects? Defender 2020.
Something better now.
Yeah, exactly.
We
gotta outdo their asses. No, I kind of like that. That's awesome competition. That's the way it's supposed to be in the communications world. You're supposed to be like pushing the edge of that stuff.
But I want this by end of day.
I want that. Yeah, exactly. Nobody. Yeah, exactly. They don't even know the creative process or any type of process in themselves, anyways. And they're trying to talk about the commanders like, "This got to go out tonight, sir." You realize you're asking us to do. It's almost like I always tell people when they're trying to do film or whatever. And imagine if Star Wars was made with your timeline. It would suck. That's probably why Jar Jar was created, because the freaking timeline that people were put on.
One of the big hits.
Exactly. But real quick, remember, PAOs are not the commander. They're only advising the commander on whatever. So sometimes there's some PAOs that say, "Hey, I'm going to talk to so and so. I'm going to talk to so and so. I'm going to talk to someone. Hey, cool, whatever." And then I'll talk to the commander and blah blah blah. And then some of them get mad. Some of them get they get sensitive. They're like, "Hey, why'd you talk to the boss? Because he reached out to me." Well, you could have feel what? Like gonna go through you? I mean, he reached out to me. You're the PAO. I mean, I love you, PAO, but damn, dude. So. Yeah, they do right. Some of them do suck, Dean. Keys to Area J. Is that we're gonna find them gremlins at Area J? All right, real quick. This one is kind of been going on in the news, and it's really freaking quiet, and no one's really talking about it right now. And there's 3 things right now that big world events that have happened outside of the U.S. Was it 3? Was it 2? I can't remember. I mean, aside from the VP pick, which we're gonna talk about next week. There was an explosion that happened in Beirut, right? Everybody knows what happened with that. Right. I know there's ties that Hezbollah. I'm researching this stuff that there could be possible terrorist ties to the storage of all that ammonium nitrate. I'm just saying possible. I want to find out the details first before I say confirmed. But I'm just going to say there are rumors. There's rumor going on to see what's up. It's a developing story. How about that? It's developing right now. That big old explosion that you saw that looked like the Death Star eradicated freaking Beirut. You see that?
Right.
And so now they're saying it wasn't an accident. It was just a miscarriage of poor port storage. 2,700 tons of freaking ammonium nitrate was there. Fireworks went off, and then it detonated the whole freaking port. Put a nice, decent-sized crater in the port, too. Killed, a few hundred people and injured thousands. But now they're talking about, it was planted or whatever. So I'm not going to, go all freaking conspiracy theory and shit like that, but I'm just finding that's the rumor right now that's going on. I don't buy it because I want to see, most of the time they take credit for shit like that, most groups. So it's kind of like hard for you to sit there and go, I call bullshit until I see proof. The second thing that's going on is Belarus. Have you been watching the news about Belarus, dude?
Actually, no, I've dropped the ball on that one. This is the first I've heard about it.
Bro. Man. Have you?
Damn.
If you're not paying attention to Belarus right now, it's going crazy. So here's what happened. So the Belarusian president Alexander Lukashenko, the man dubbed Europe's last dictator, is going through. I guess he won the election. He won the election. He's been in office for 26 freaking years. Could you imagine having a boss? Freaking. I mean, the legacy style of leadership that I've been under for 26 freaking years. I can imagine. Could you imagine having a style of leadership of just someone who's just a crappy leader for 26 freaking years? It's unreal. But anyways,
6 years of hearing the same bullshit.
You're hearing the same bullshit. Yeah, but it's all it's we have more food and jobs for you. Just make sure you don't die. You're good to go. You're good to go. Oh look, I won an election. So,
damn right.
So what's happening is that, he won. Well, I mean, again, yeah, he won. No one's been saying anything about it, and everyone's talking about the mass detentions and beatdowns. I'm gonna tell you what, the police in Europe do not fucking play. Do not play about. I'm not saying I'm not downgrading some of the police brutality and stuff like that over here, but those countries beat down motherfuckers. They beat down. Belarus.
When you go over there, you gotta have your shit in line.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, have you ever been stationed in Europe and try to mouth off, not me, but mouth off to the Polizei? Bro, you get stationed in Germany. You want
that straight line.
You gotta walk that straight line, and if you want to give, don't be giving no lip to a German cop. They'll bust you in the lip. Everybody who's been stationed in Europe knows that already. And so it's Belarus. Yeah, it's a former Russian republic. It's a Republic of Belarus, right? It was part of the Cold War and all sorts of stuff. So look it up. Google eyes Belarus and see where that's at, because it's just south of Lithuania and Latvia. But check that out. You see the videos and stuff like that, all the beatdowns that's happening. That now decided the White House has finally discussed what happened. The White House said that we are deeply concerned about the Belarus presidential election. You're right, Bob. There is no such thing as police brutality over in Germany. They actually signed into law that you couldn't beat down a cop. But I think because if you get beat down by a cop, in other words, German police, they don't go through a shake and bake program like we do over here with our cops. They actually have to go through a pretty extensive training to be a cop overseas, to be in Germany. Anyways, so the White House press secretary stated that we're deeply concerned with the Belarus presidential election. We urge that the Belarusian government respect the rights of People's Assembly and refrain from the use of force. Have you been the beatdowns, bro? There ain't no refraining. They're getting that ass.
No shame to their game.
They're getting their ass beat. I cannot even. I mean, some of the videos and some of the admins that were, because some of us, pay attention to the world and stuff, and we go through, and I'm like, holy shit, this is unreal. The beatdowns that we've been I mean, these are not freaking. Somebody just sent me a meme. I mean, a picture. I'll show you guys in a minute.
It's not just a simple bounce a head off a hood type.
Oh no. This is not just like you're handcuffing somebody and you're gonna get bit. These are guys that are getting whipped. People in Portland and Chaz and Chop, whatever you want to fucking call it, should not be crying about police brutality compared to what's been going on over here with these guys. I mean, there's some of the videos that we've seen. We have seen in they don't care about rubber bullets. Yes, they bounce off your face, right? They fucking just blasting them, dude.
You're lucky it's bouncing off your face.
They don't care, bro. They don't care. They've been blasting these protests and all this other stuff. I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's a dictator there. He obviously was, everyone knows that it was a corrupted fucking election. But yeah, dude, it's freaking insane. I couldn't even believe when I saw some of the videos that were just going around with, with the other admins in the office. And I'm like, look at this. We're like, oh shit, look at that. Some of us translating, bad Russian. Some of us were like, holy crap. There's a picture of a Russian Spetsnaz a soldier. Because, I mean, Russians are sending people in there to advise, I guess. I don't know. But I will say this, that this one dude, there's a video, and you won't be able to understand it, but it's a video of a guy who grabs his uniform and says, this is not what I joined the military for. This is not going to do this. I'm not doing this, this, and this. And he has his uniform on a hanger, and you can see all of his, all of his stuff on his uniform, and it's got freaking, he's a Spetsnaz guy. He's their special operations dude. And he takes his beret off and grabs his uniform, and he walks over to the dumpster and says, I'm done with this, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is
What?
Yeah, dude. He just did it on video.
No way.
Yeah.
Not the not the Spucks. No.
What are we talking about?
I call bullshit.
What you call it was a video of a Russian soldier doing that shit, dude. What are you talking about? It was a video.
I got to see the video on that one, man.
Oh my god! Now you want to see video?
No, I believe you. I take your word. I'm gonna look up the video after this.
Yeah, I'm just look at the video. I'll show.
You guys don't play though.
No, but the Russians are involved in police cleanup. I guess you would say they're helping. They're assisting. You know, I'm just kind of saying that it's just, Russian stolen valor. Scott says that you're accusing that guy of Russian stuff. You could read Russian? Shipwreck? Damn, dude. Fuck. Some individuals, I thought it too when I was learning Russian, and I was like, to me, Russian sounds like somebody talking backwards. You know what I mean? It sounds like to me. It's like.
Sounds like the tongue's all tied up.
No, just, it sounds like, tongue's tied up speaking backwards. Like, when you're listening to. When you're listening to someone when a Princess song backwards and shit, the end was good. Was good. And I'm actually saying hi. Oh man. So you don't believe in that video, man? Come on. That happened, bro. That happened. I'll have to dig through the chats and see what some of the boss we were talking about. They were like, "Oh man, does this really happen?"
I know you look up your facts before you speak, so I'll believe you. But sounds like one of those bullshit stories. But
sounds like you make it sound like someone was like, did we throw a fucking lieutenant off the second floor in a wall locker? Is that what you're making it sound like? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like. But I'll take your word because I know you check out your shit before you speak. So.
Well, I mean, but that's a good point though. That you have a good point. It could be some sort of psychological operations that Russia's doing, you know what I mean? Making it sound like it could be some of the opposition party, make it sound like, it's one of those, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Fastest way to take down a country.
Yeah, no, you're right. It could be. I understand some of your skepticism and all that stuff. But I mean, can you understand what he's saying? Can you understand? He's here. Let me see what he's saying. Yeah, I'm looking at my own eyes and events in Minsk, and can't be proud of my service. And I can't wear this uniform or keep it in my home. And so he grabs his uniform, throws it in the beret in the dumpster. Says, "See ya." Done.
It was only that easy, get out of the military. You know how many people getting out right now?
It was only if it was that easy to get out of the military. What, just getting? Yeah, but the military's not mowing down friggin' civilians and shit.
True. Very true.
Speaking
of military and soldier stuff, and actually more of the police line, maybe we should get some best practices from overseas.
What are you talking about?
Europe. How to do cop shit.
How to do cop shit? Well, some of the practices overseas, take extensive training.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're more trained than we are. So
right.
Maybe we should send our cops over there and have beatdowns like they do.
Have the cops beat them. Have European cops beat on our cops, so that way they know what real police brutality looks like.
Yeah.
Send all cops that have been busted for police brutality are reporting to Belarus so they can get their asses beat. That's their punishment too.
Their hands-on training.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Spetsnaz bro is probably getting picked up right now, and his family are getting paid getting paid trip to Siberia. Oh, you want to talk shit on WTF moments? Oh, we have a special trip for you. Get on the bus.
No vodka.
No, there's no vodka in this bus, and you are screwed. Cannot believe you on WTF moments. Even the Russians hate us. I tried trolling the Russians one time on Twitter and some of the other Facebook accounts, and they got mad. I got blocked real quick. So Venezuela is fun to fuck with too, online. It's awesome to troll them. They get oh man, Venezuela gets really butthurt. But anyway,
anybody gets butthurt these days.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of sensitivity to it. I mean, everyone's get upset because some different cultures, and some different cultures cannot translate themselves to online presence. So when they get online, they like literally want to fucking hunt you down and shit worse. for just saying you wiped their ass with somebody's dollar. You know what I mean? Just fucking, what did you say? And they freaking go nuts. You know what I mean? But,
like talking bad about their mom, huh?
No, yeah. See, there's some areas you don't talk shit about. You never talk shit about moms. You know, there's some places that it's like I was telling a friend of mine. Nobody made mom jokes where I was growing up, and then I, joined the army, and then next guys are making mom jokes to each other, and I'm like, I'm clutching my pearls, going, oh my god, they're like, what? It's a mom joke, and then as soon as someone said, hey, so Kent, your mom, and I was like, that was it. No, we don't do mom jokes.
Is that how you got bumped down in rank?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Had to work back up.
Why are you going through my history, man? I mean, I had a life. I had a life before I had a life. I had 2 lives when I was in the army. So why are you trying to get to the other life? Why are you messing with my other life? Everyone thinks I'm squeaky clean.
I'll get out of the S1 shop. Sorry about that.
Oh man. Yeah, it's crazy. So Belarus right now, again, there's a disputed election. There's been a president that's been in office for 26 years. Holy crap. That's like, dude, get a hint. If people are rioting because oh my god, I'm speaking of the which, I'm just next week is, now that we did WTF Nation Decides, we're doing a all politics now discussion for the president now in our country. A lot of stuff going on with that, a lot of things that are happening. We got some guests that are going to be coming in. They're going to be talking about both sides as well, and it's going to be oof, man, it's going to be a big deal.
Good times, huh?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's good times. It's just like some individuals are going to get mad at me or the station or WTF Moments because there's going to be some people that don't, like right now. Well, like there were some people that had the ass that we had Spike Cohen on from the Libertarian Party, the vice presidential candidate. And everyone had the ass about him coming on. There were some people that were like making some shit comments. Yeah, dude, there were people making some shit comments in there that we were kind of like, what the hell are you doing?
I want to hear from everyone that's running.
Right, exactly. You may not be voting for that individual, or I may not be voting for that individual that's coming up, but I want to hear it. It's right now, because nobody right now is hearing anything. They don't hear.
It's not the fact that I'm going to vote for them or not. You might find something out that no one really knows what's going on. The truth out there, and how politicians look up all that shit and bring stuff to light that no one really knows about.
Well, it's definitely one of those things where you're seeing that some politicians just can't control what they say they're going to do. Everyone's going to talk about, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and then you're realizing every freaking election that they can't or they won't.
Politicians that don't even know what they're saying.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh, yeah. And right now,
I won't say no name.
Right. What's funny is that because of all the vice presidential picks, is everyone was going back to historical context and historical accounts and videos of what Kamala Harris is saying now, or had said in the past when she was running for the primaries. And all that back and forth and stuff that she was doing, people are bringing those sound bites are coming right back out again. I mean, some sound bites that I totally forgot about. Oh wow, shit, I didn't know that. It was one of those things where I was kind
of on the internet. It doesn't go away, and these politicians are hating it. Really?
Oh yeah, well, that's another thing too, because you can't. That's one thing about the.
You can't hide from it no more.
Well, no, you really can't. That's what I love about the web, man. I love about the web so much. Is that you can't hide from it anymore. Like before things went on the web, you had books, you had things that something like that, you had people that studied all this. Now you have people that are being countered. Look, dude, we can't even get a damn pandemic right. We can't. Because now leaders right now in the army are looking at what the CDC is saying and not following guidance from what the army is saying.
No, so their left hand's not talking to the right hand.
Well, I don't know about. Well, we're talking about what Dr. Fauci said, what freaking CDC says, what the president says, what the World Health Organization said, what your local doctor said, what the VA said, everyone, the Surgeon General said. You're just kind of like, oh god,
I'm freaking. Hey, everyone has a set of 2 cents, and everyone has an asshole. So
it's okay. It's a different way of looking at it, but okay.
Hey. True though.
No, you're right. No, that's I can see that. Hey, it's like we gotta close out. It's almost time to go. I gotta do freaking
shit.
Yeah, I gotta do house cleaning. So here's in SGT's time. CQ was out. He had to go out. He had to go on sick call. That's why he didn't do the Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday. So wishing you a get well. Let's see. 23rd of August on Sunday we have Mark Liebman, who's a Navy veteran and author. He'd be on to talk and shoot the breeze about being a naval aviation pilot deployed to Vietnam and Desert Storm. He has authored 6 novels, most recent one, Moscow Airlift, which is available in electronic as well as hardback. His first book, Big Mother 40, was released in September 2013, and Big Mother 40 was ranked 48 in Amazon's top list 100 war novels. I gotta read this one now. I gotta check it out. I gotta read the book. I'm like all these books that we're talking about with guests and stuff like that.
Do you read the books or do you do those audio books?
No, I read the book. Because what I do is that I read the audio because just things that are going on. Like I need to take time to take a minute to decompress and read. Audio will distract me. Like I can hear somebody talking in the background, but I'll be doing something else. If I have a book in front of me, I have to read it. I can't. You know how people make. There's a meme out there when somebody says, "As you get older, you turn the music down to find out where you're going in your car." you turn the volume down when you're looking. It has nothing to do with that. But
music is distraction.
You just try to get the distraction because you're trying to use your sensor, your visual sensory there to go okay like that, and all of a sudden the music's blasting loud, playing playing some Cannibal Corpse, and your kids back there headbanging to the freaking music, and you're like, God, dang, y'all shut up, and I turn the music down. But it's a sensory thing. But I prefer to read the book. Because if I have, if I'm hearing another podcast or someone asks me to, hey, can you check out my podcast, or hey, can you want to come on our podcast or whatever, I gotta read it if it's to be read. Because then I can sit there and listen to somebody on a podcast while I'm watching a movie, while I'm listening to doing radio stuff, when I'm doing other stuff. Anyway, so the central character of the novel is a naval aviator officer, Josh Hammond, who happens to be a helicopter pilot, and his close friend is a Navy SEAL. And they solve problems and chase bad guys. As the plot twists and turns to each novel, the reader meets interesting characters on both sides of the story. Historical events that take place during the timeline affect the tale. And each book has events from Mark's family's, his own family's experiences and experiences in the Navy. That's pretty cool. Okay, for Pop Culture Warrior, Edward Payson's coming on. It's a horror film director. Edward Payson will be on to talk about his latest film, Our Friend John. The movie Our Friend John is about before John Hernandez passed away due to complications stemming from sickle cell. He was writing a horror film he wanted to make with his friends. Upon his untimely death, his friends, who all have owned their disabilities, decided to make the film, and they make the film in his own, in his honor, but they don't know where to start. Well, that sounds like an interesting concept.
Oh yeah, those are the movies I'd rather pay for to go to.
Go see.
Have a meaning behind it,
Yeah, right. I mean, Candyman. I can't wait for Candyman to come out. Tony Todd, if you're listening, man, Candyman, can't wait. The remake for Candyman, I can't wait to see that. Thursday, on SGT's time, 27 August begins our cyber. I guess you would say cyber time, cyber stuff with the with artificial intelligence and robotic warfare. The first crew to kick it off will be August Cole and Pete Singer, the authors of the book Burn In, and they're going to be talking about coming here to talk about psychological warfare, information warfare, irregular warfare using AI and influence in the digital realm. This is my freaking forte. This literally is.
So we don't need humans anymore.
Well, no, not really. I mean, you're currently hearing to a robot right now. I'm not here. I'm actually asleep. Anyways, so August Cole is a writer. I just have really good AI that understands my mannerisms and shit, and drinks. And drinks. My robot can drink. Hi, Shipwreck. How are you doing today? This is a very good Long Island iced tea. August Cole is a writer, and analyst, and consultant specializing in the national security issues. He is a non-resident senior fellow at the Brent Scowcroft Center of International Security in the Atlantic Council. He is the director of Art of Future War Project, which explores the narrative fiction and visual media for insight into the future conflict. He is an insight and also writer in residence at Avocent, an independent strategy and management consulting firm focused on defense and aerospace tech sectors. His fiction writing tackles themes at the core of the American foreign policy and the national security policy of the 21st century, to include the private. God, I cannot. This Long Island iced tea is messing me up because I can't. It's not letting me speak straight.
I thought it was something else.
No, it's not my age. Shut up! Stop cracking on my age.
Hey, I didn't say nothing.
Oh yeah, whatever. And
You're older than dirt. You're older than dirt.
Stop going through my medical files too, because I know you're laughing at my brain being half gone. August was represented by John Taylor, Ike Williams, and Catherine Flint of Kinnearum, and Williams and Bloom. His fiction, like I said, it's like straight up all freaking AI robotic stuff, robotic warfare. From 2007 to 2010, August a reporter on the defense industries for Wall Street Journal from Washington. He covered companies ranging from Boeing to Blackwater, as well as broader defense policy and political matters. He helped break major stories when it came to national security, and including foreign cyber spies hacking into the Joint Strike Fighter program and major defense contractors doing smart power work development in Africa. This dude, this right here is like straight up cyber stuff, all electronic plug-in, the Borg stuff. You will be assimilated type shit. This is awesome. He has discussed his reporting on CNBC.
On a show for that day.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait.
I'm just drooling it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, wait, that's just August. Pete Singer's gonna come on. I gotta give his bio too. He's discussing his reporting on CNBC, the John Baxter Show, PRI's The World, and To the Point on War Only, and NPR's Day to Day. Now, Pete Singer is a strategist and Near-American professor at practice of Arizona State University, described in the Wall Street Journal as the premier futurist in national security environment. And everyone talks about, what's a futurist? I'm going to tell you what. It's a visionary type. I mean, he has a visionary type mentality. A lot of the stuff that he has projected so far in his books have played out right now in history. Right now, artificial intelligence, cyber influence, cyber operations, cyber psychological operations. It's all happening. It's happening. He's been named as Smithsonian's one of the nation's 100 leading innovators by Defense News, and 100 most influential people in defense issues by Foreign Policy in their top 100 global thinkers, and is an official mad scientist for the U.S. Army's Training and Doctrine Command. No author, living or dead, has more professional books reading relatives. This guy's been recommended by the boss too. His nonfiction books include Corporate Warriors, The Rise of Privatized Military Industry, Children at War, Wired for War, The Robotics Revolution, The Conflict in the 21st Century, Cybersecurity and Cyber War, What Everyone Needs to Know About the Most Recently, Like War, and explores how social media has changed war and politics. Come on, dude. This is right before the election. This is like drooling. Dude, I'm pumped. I'm reading the book halfway through. I'm halfway through the book, Burn In. The book that we're talking about.
Sounds like he needs to have a contract with the Pentagon and use some.
Well, no, he's actually had led briefings from the White House to the Pentagon. This latest book that we're going to talk about, Burn In.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The book Burn In is called Burn In, the novel of real robotic revolution, and it's been described by the creator of Lost and Watchmen, those guys, as a visionary new form of storytelling, of roller coaster ride and science fiction blended with science fact. The head of Army Cyber Command, General Fogarty, which now is going to be renamed to the Army Information Warfare Command. I can't wait. He loved Burn In so much, quote, I read it twice. It's a good book. It's like, this is all Skynet shit. This is all, so you're going to see like computerized effects. You're going to see some trailers. You're going to see some stuff. I am pumped for August and Pete to come on. I am so pumped to have them come on, because this is the forte of our future that we need to be in, especially when it comes to influence, especially when it comes to deep fakes.
So you're saying the whole army should be listening for that show? It's going to be that badass.
The whole army should be prepared. Well, the whole army, what are you talking about? The whole army this is, like I said, this is going to kick off cyber. I don't even know what to call it yet. Cyber Times, Cyber Week, Cyber Month, Cyber Segments, Cyberfest. Ooh, Cyberfest. I kind of like that. Cyberfest.
No, you got to give them a whole month. Cyber Month.
The month of cyber.
Everyone has a month. So.
Nah, I don't want to say that. I'm just saying that Cyberfest. I would call it like that. I'd go into my little network of go back into the planning board to see what we can come out, what new buzzword we can spit out. But when you think about it, man, from August all the way probably until the middle of September, we are going to have cyber-like related subjects coming on. So exactly, Like War is a good book too. so we're going to be, like I said, throwing our wares and showing some of the stuff. There is some, I'm telling you, if you're not reading this book right now, I'm reading this book, and I like movies that have to do like, there's a TV show on Netflix called Better Than Us. It's a Russian-based cyber AI bot series. It's like 12 episodes, 13 episodes, and I'm watching that.
English?
Yeah, it's in English.
It's not dubbed over?
No, it's dubbed. It is dubbed over. I mean, I watch it.
Really?
Yeah, you can watch it in the original Russian if you want. But again, you'll probably have.
I got skills, but my skills are not that great.
But the thing is that there is another one that there is I don't want if you guys got to read the book, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to ruin the book. I don't want to ruin, but there are movies on Netflix that you could watch, Better Than Us, that has to do with bots. And then there's another one called I Am Mother. And this... Oh,
yeah, I've seen that one. That was really good.
That one, if you want to talk about the politics of cyber, if you want to talk about the mentality of how robotics work, there is a character in Burn-In that came up that immediately reminded me of Mother from I Am Mother, from that movie, the robotic movie. Like I said, to me, I'm fascinated by the tech. I'm fascinated by stuff like that. So to me, it's kind of like I could watch that shit all fucking and regurgitate that shit all fucking. I get all geeked out and want to.
You and me both.
Yeah, take apart stuff like that. But there was a robot in. I'm at the point right now where the hero of the story meets a robot, and immediately it reminded me of Mother from I Am Mother on that Netflix movie. In fact, let me see if I can grab. Yeah, there we go. I got a screen grab of I Am Mother, and if you watch this movie, this is what reminded me of when I was reading, as I'm reading Burn-In. And I'm thinking, dude, this is hype. There's special sequence of events that happen. I'm thinking, holy crap. This is incredible. This book is on it. I didn't really think it was going to be that bad. I mean, you guys got to buy the book. I don't even know if they have an audiobook yet. Dude, I don't know if they have an audiobook on it at all. But if they do, check it out. Oh yeah, Mr. Robot and Altered Carbon are good too. Yeah, there is it. So you're gonna watch that stuff. Again, I cannot wait to have those guests on. So with that, we got obviously we have a show. We're starting to pick up some shows. We have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and we're waiting for Radar to finish up with this stuff. Right now he's out out and about doing stuff, having a good time. Oh, yeah, exactly that. Please open the pod bay doors. How? I can't do that, Dave. I'm afraid I cannot. I don't think I can open the pod bay doors. You guys know what the movie that's from. But anyways, with that, you got anything for me, Shipwreck?
No, just make sure you enjoy your week and don't do anything I wouldn't do at least more than once.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That leaves a lot out there.
Just open it for gesture, but of course. Thank you guys and gals for joining tonight, and appreciate y'all coming on, and y'all have a good night. Shouts.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. They say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport, now sit back, relax, and watch us through the hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planet of America. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Now we'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space Force.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.